Hello, friends. For me in Seattle here right now, it's 5:30 in the morning, and the sun is not up yet, but I've been up since, I don't know, 10 p.m. doing witchcraft workings. And a lot of the Etsy orders that I get this last week, I've been taking out and blessing in the full moon. So it's been a long night for me, but I'm here to do the letter H. And we've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and now we're here for H, starting with Hawthorne. And we've got quite a few. I think that we've got 25 or more. So H is one that has, as far as I remember when I was writing them, a lot of poisons, and a lot of really interesting things I learned while writing these out. So I'll give everybody a couple minutes to come on. I don't know who's going to come on because normally I don't go on at this time of day. Hey Sherry Bug, how are ya in the US? I don't normally go on at this time of day. But my workings have been, I've been sleeping on different hours. So here we go. We're going to get started. Morning, Raven Song. So good to see you. It is early morning here. The sun hasn't come up yet, but outside it's completely light outside. And there's no porch lights on, nothing. It's a really clear sky here tonight. I can see these wispy clouds. Really, really, really beautiful bright moon out there. Does anybody know what full moon this is? Is there there's usually a special name for each one. Hey, Moon Moth Goddess. I love that name. Just breaking dawn where you're at, Raven Song. Yeah, we're going to break dawn soon. Maybe in an hour, I think. I think the sun comes up in about an hour here, but since we're getting into the more of the winter months, we're getting less daylight, which is really good, in my opinion, for witchcraft, because I do most of my workings when it's dark, or right at that change between suns, like where it's sundown, that change point, or sunrise, that change point, and then everything in between. But especially on these S-bets, the full moon and the new moon. So if I seem tired, it's because I am, but that's okay, you know. I plan for that. So I'm doing well, if you're wondering. But it is the very late end of the night for me, so to y'all it may seem like morning, but to me it's been a long day. So cheers. And we're going to start with Hawthorne. Do any of you use Hawthorne? I use Hawthorne leaf, and then I think I found berries. I think I have berries as well. But I didn't forage either of those. I found them at a shop, both of them. Hawthorne has 4 magical abilities, a planet, an element, and a gender. Culling of the herds, the hunter's moon. That's right, it's the hunter's moon. I read that because it's so funny because my father-in-law is out hunting right now. Or my soon-to-be ex-father-in-law is out hunting right now. And I thought, how appropriate, it's the hunter's moon. Anyway, it's whatever. So Hawthorne, good for fertility, chastity, fishing magic, and happiness. Fishing magic, that's a fun one. Planet is Mars, element is fire, gender is masculine for Hawthorne. Hazel, which I always have thought was such a beautiful name for a woman, or anyone, really. Hazel, 5 magical properties, and then planet, element, gender. Hazel is good for luck, fertility, anti-lightning, protection, and wishes. This planet is the sun, so what's the gender going to be then, y'all? The element is air. And the gender is, if the planet's the sun, what's the gender? Yes, but the 13th, it says hunter's moon. It's very bright white. Well, today is the 13th. You know, when it got dark last night, it was the 12th, but now it's the 13th. And I forgot to tell you guys this yesterday. But I guess y'all are safe. People who do other kinds of witchcraft that were often accused of doing that kind of witchcraft, keep your animals inside. Don't let children camp outside. There are literal, like, people who go out on the 13th because it's backwards from the 31st and it's a full moon, that do, like, blood sacrifices, and they go out there and they take cats and they take dogs and they take pets and they take people, like in bigger, higher realms of things, take people. And so always look out for yourself on the 13th of October. And that would have been last night, because it turned the 13th during a full moon. I'm done talking about CTs. We're talking about flashcards. It's just been a long night for me. Alright, so next we are talking about Heather. The answer, though, is if the planet is the sun, the gender is going to be masculine. So for Hazel, the gender was masculine. Alright, next we have Heather. 3 magical intentions: a planet, an element, and a gender. Hey Saffron, how are ya? 13th of October is your father's birthday. That's awesome. Hello 23 Casey, nice to see you. So Heather is protection, rainmaking, and luck. Planet is Venus, element is water, gender is feminine. Easy to remember it's feminine because Heather is usually a woman's name. Next we have heliotrope. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. It is a poison. Heliotrope. 5 magical intentions: exorcism, prophetic dreams, healing, wealth, and invisibility. Again, heliotrope is a poison. Planet is the sun, element is fire, so what's the gender? It's masculine. If the planet is the sun, the gender is going to be masculine. From every time I've ever seen it happen. God, it's so hot up here. I'm dying. I have like so many candles lit this evening. I had a cauldron going. I had a lot of stuff going on inside, and it's just like crazy hot. Me and Otis are just cooking. Right, bud? It's been nuts. Come on. Come on, sit down. Sit down. Good boy. Sit down. We're not going to cuddle right now. You're going to sit down. I'm going to finish my cards. Good boy. Well, how about on my lap? There we go. There we go. More little Pooh Bear. Okay, so next we have Hellbore Black. Black Hellbore. This is a poison. Scotty says that it's too dangerous to use. It has no powers, but the magical uses are: scatter powdered herb before you, and you shall be invisible. Also, it's used in exorcism rituals, including astral projection. Oh, excuse me, and it induces astral projection, and Scotty says it's too dangerous to use. The planet is Saturn, the element is water, the gender is feminine. Black Hellbore. You're hot. You're just like a bubble of heat, and I'm dying. Okay, we'll make it, you guys. Hemlock. Hey, Uncle Badger, how are you? It's really early in the morning for me. It's still dark, and the moon is still out, so I thought I'd do a video now. Hemlock. All these H's, there's loads of poison. This is the 3rd poison in the row. We saw heliotrope as a poison. We saw black hellbore as a poison. That's even too poisonous to use. Then we have hemlock. Otis, the fluff boiler. I mean, I'm just like, I'm boiling, man. Makes me feel like I'm on Friday night dinner. I've been boiling all night. That dad that never puts his shirt on. Alright, so hemlock is a poison. There's no magical powers, but the magical uses are to induce astral projection, used in spells to destroy sexual drives. That's a pretty amazing power. Its juice was rubbed onto magical knives and swords to empower spells. Planet is Saturn, element is water, gender is feminine. It's funny that these... He's boiling me. It's funny that these poisons, all the genders are feminine. No, there was one masculine. Never mind. Heliotrope's masculine, Hellebore black is feminine. Hemlock's feminine. I guess it changes up. Okay, I love you, buddy, but we're done. Oh. Oh my god. I'm trying to cool down. It's been a long night for him and I. He's been helping me and he's tired too. So, next we have hemp. You guys know that I use hemp all the time. We used it, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before yesterday, and that spinal working that it took me so long to bury in the dark. I'm just saying, like, have you ever tried to bury something this big in the dark? When the ground is cold. It's not frozen, but it's cold. Anyway, hemp. Hemp has 4 magical intentions, a planet, an element, and a gender. The magical intentions are healing, love, visions, and meditation. The planet is Saturn, the element is water, and the gender is feminine. Hemp is not poisonous, but the byproduct of hemp, or not byproduct, but the other part of hemp is illegal. You know, it's a narcotic, the marijuana side of that. But marijuana is used in magic a lot too, and let's talk about this. You know, poppies, there's a lot of types of poppies that are illegal to grow, but we grow those for magic. Or I do. And it's so funny because the seeds aren't illegal. You can buy the seeds, but you grow it, and, you know. And you take that upon yourself, you know, like you should always follow the laws upon where you live. Sometimes when we're witches, we plant things we don't know what they are, but we're just using our intuition. You can grow it. Yeah, it's legal here in Seattle. I have a license to grow 30 or more plants, just me, on this property. So it's legal here, but still in most places around the world it's illegal, you know. And even a lot of the United States, it goes by state. It's illegal where Alex is going in like 2 days. I worked with Steve's because Steve's just got here lately, and it's the full moon. My chinchilla, because he is awake at nighttime. Do you see him in his cage back there? He's jumping around. But it's fun to work with animals that are awake during the nighttime. Like cats and chinchillas. What else is awake at night? Lots of things. Possums. If you had a magical possum, I might be a little bit worried. Up till midnight last night. Yeah. It's the best. And sometimes we're either like really, really amped up and tons of energy, or we're really barred down by the moon, you know. And sometimes I have loads of energy on the full moon, and sometimes I have loads on the new moon. But generally the full moon keeps me up. Okay, next we have henbane, which is another poison. Henbane, no powers, but the magical uses are. This is largely ignored today due to its toxicity. Still sometimes used as a love-bringing herb. To bring love, a man should gather henbane naked early in the morning while standing on one foot, and then warn it will bring love. Burned outdoors, it attracts rain, but the fumes are poisonous. You can substitute fern. We just talked about fern, remember? Planet is Saturn, element is water, gender is feminine. Okay, well that kills my idea. The planet is Saturn and the gender is feminine. So Saturn isn't just a masculine planet, but I think Mars is. My ideas are getting crushed little by little. Just kidding. Henna. Scotty only gives it 1 magical intention and no planet, no element, no gender. Scotty gives it healing for magical intention, and I give it art, beauty, and permanent dye, or semi-permanent dye. But I've always seen henna as very artistic, beautiful, and to get like almost like glamour magic. You could use it for glamour magic, because if you're a person who has loads of tattoos or loads of rings or jewelry and you are a presence, everything about you is part of that glamour. And henna is a lot like tattoos, right? Where when people are listening to you speak, they're watching, you know, and so you're able to use these tools of beauty or uniqueness for glamour. So I'm going to put that on there for my intuitive uses for henna. Okay. Next we have hibiscus. I love to use this, especially in nature offerings and tea. Hey Lady Blue Carter, it's been so long. It's great to see you. 3 magical intentions for hibiscus are love, lust, and divination. Planet is Venus, element is water, gender is feminine. It's boiling up here. Boiling! Hickory, like a hickory stick. Good for one thing, no planet, gender, or element. Just legal matters. Hickory, legal matters. Get that hickory stick out for court. Hi, John the Conqueror. I was really interested to learn that it's a poison. I had no idea. It smells amazing. Hi, John the Conqueror. Poison. Money, love, success, happiness. Fire, Mars, masculine. Okay, poison though. Lots of poisons in the H's. Now, Scott Cunningham's book didn't say anything about holly being a poison, but I've read before, more than once, that I believe it's either the leaf or the berry that's poisonous. So you be careful, but it didn't note that in magical herbs. 4 things: planet, element, gender. Protection, anti-lightning, luck, and dream magic. Mars, fire, masculine. Holly. A big one for Yule and Christmas, and here we have it all year round, you know, so we can really use it all the time. Hello! There's a lot of people here, really, really, really bright and early in the morning for me. It's still the full moon where I'm at. It's still dark for another hour, and I thought I'd come on now. And it was a good time. So now we have honesty, 2 magical intentions, money, and repelling monsters. Honestly, honesty, money, and repelling monsters. Yes, repelling monsters. Moon, earth, feminine. Honeysuckle, such a cool plant. Money, psychic powers, protection. Jupiter, earth, masculine. Hops, which is in beer, but they're these little flowers. Do you know what is the byproduct of beer making? It is a British condiment. Uncle Badger, let some people guess, and then you can say what it is. Byproduct of beer making. I do believe it's beer making. I believe it's a byproduct of hops, right, Uncle Badger? What I'm talking about. And a lot of Americans don't like it. It's an acquired taste. But if you make a like grilled sandwich with cheese and this condiment, it's like not too bad. Anyway, the byproduct of beer making and hops, from what I've read, is Marmite. And Marmite is this funny little spread. Nobody. Hey, Lilac's got it. She said Marmite, and I think you spelled it right, darling. M-A-R-M-I-T-E. Marmite. Yeah. It's a brewery byproduct, right? So anyway, Marmite. Don't get the marge, like the margarine in the Marmite. My British friend, who I used to live with, used to always tell me not to get the marge in the mom. Keep the marge out of the mom. Australians have Vegemite. I've tried Vegemite. It's not, I mean, it's cool. I like the little jars, though. They're little amber glass brown jars, and they're great. Great for oils and all kinds of stuff. They're these cute little jars. If you find vintage Vegemite and Marmite jars, pretty cool. So hops is good for healing and sleep. Planet Mars, element air, gender masculine. Men drink beer, right? Whorehound has 4 magical properties. Protection, mental powers, exorcism, and healing. Mercury, air, and masculine. That does sound repulsive, Uncle Badger. I think you just saw my face change while reading that. What? What? Horse chestnut? Horse chestnut? 2 magical intentions, planet, element, gender. Yeah, I know, right, Lady Blue? Good morning, Tara. Nice to see you. Money and healing. Jupiter, fire, masculine. Horseradish. Everybody loves horseradish, right? Everybody loves that white stuff on the side of your roast beef that's really spicy. And also wasabi. Wasabi is a special kind of horseradish. Well, okay, the powder that you get at the sushi bar is made from this. But real wasabi, it grows in a river, mostly in Japan. And I've had real wasabi root grated fresh. It's the hottest thing you've ever, like, it's, like you're jumping, but it tastes so good and it's over quick, like wasabi is. It's not lingering, but it's like, wow. So what we get, that powdered green powder that we mix up with water, horseradish. But wasabi is a type of horseradish. Anyway, if you wanted to know the magical properties of real wasabi root that grows in rivers, you could apply it to horseradish, okay? Purification and exorcism. This makes sense because that heat that goes up through your nose and eyes, and whoosh, it just feels very cleansing. Mars, fire, masculine. Spicy spice, right? Mars, fire, masculine. Love horseradish too. And you know what I love is like that yucky Chinese barbecued pork with the red edge, which I know is red dye number 5 because it's not like that they're using beet juice to do it. And you dip it in that spicy Chinese yellow mustard, and it's like horseradish and wasabi. It's like that quick, but really boom. And me and my dad still love to. We don't use the ketchup because here in America they serve it with like a sweet ketchup, really spicy mustard, and then sesame seeds. I just like take the piece of pork, I dip it halfway into the mustard, so it's like way too much, and then I fully immerse that in sesame seeds so it cools it down a little bit. I put it in my mouth, I chew, I'm afraid, I wait, the whole thing happens, endorphins rush through my body, I go, and then I'm ready to do it again in another like 30 seconds. It's so crazy, these fun pains we put ourselves through. Whereas that's so much different from a hot spicy pepper like a habanero. I mean, for a habanero you could be in pain for 2-3 days because of it on the way out as well. I mean, hot peppers not only linger in your mouth and your face and your eyes and your head for so long, then they feel bad going through your body and then out of your body. So horseradish is just a fun, safe way to have fun with heat. Heather, you missed it. We read the herb Heather, and I was thinking about you because we're doing the letter H. Okay, so horsetail. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Heather. Horsetail, snake charming and fertility. I want some of this. I want any herb that's attached to snakes, anything. Saturn, earth, and feminine. Next we have hound's tongue. Oh, right. So I have a little story to tell. The only magical use of this is tying dogs' tongues. And I need, if anybody grows this or can forage it or can even get their hands on it, I need it because my mother has had, she has a neighbor that keeps getting dogs, and every dog they get, including the current dog they've had for 4 years, barks like 12 feet away from her bedroom window where her bed is. So he's barking 12 feet away from her head, like off and on throughout the night, and she can't get sleep. So, if anybody knows how to get hound's tongue, I need it because the one magical use is tying dogs' tongues. Planet is Mars, element is fire, gender is masculine. Hound's tongue. And we have the house leek. AKA hens and chickens. Everybody knows hens and chickens. They're also called welcome home husband, though never so drunk. And welcome home husband, though never so late. Did you guys know that? Luck, protection, and love. Jupiter, air, and masculine. Hens and chickens. So that makes me think that you could do it on some drunk husband workings or some late husband workings. Huckleberry, and I actually pulled a magical herb from my walkway up and down from the loft. Huckleberry, I've been brushing against this bush for months since I moved back to Peggy's and thinking I should trim this because it's growing in my walkway, in my pathway. And I know why I didn't trim it, because listen to the magical intentions. It was literally brushing across my entire chest every time I walked by it, which was like 10-15 times a day. It's also known as bilberry, which I've heard before and never knew that that was a huckleberry. I'm going to use it for vaccine purposes because the plant name is Vaccinium myrtilius galucia. And vaccinium is like the root word of vaccine from what my intention tells me. So anyway, good for luck, protection, dream magic, and hex breaking. Venus, water, and feminine, the huckleberry. So protection. Every time I walked by it and it was brushing past me, it was protecting me and bringing me luck. So I'll take it. I'm boiling. We're almost done. Hyacinth. Love, protection, happiness. Do you guys know that Doors song, The Hyacinth House? It's my favorite. In bedroom, guards against nightmares, and more. Venus, water, feminine. Love, protection, happiness. Hydrangea is hex breaking. My mother has always covered the front of her house with hydrangeas. And I see it as a festive flower because she makes arrangements with it. And then lastly, we have hyssop. Purification and protection. It's fun to note that hyssop is the most widely used purification herb in magic. Okay, so I would like to have some. If anybody can grow it, let me know. And that's from Scott Cunningham. Most widely used for purification. Alright, guys, I'm boiling. I'm going to let you go. I'll see you later on tomorrow. Kiss, kiss, talk. Have a beautiful night.